The early morning view from atop Graysville Mountain is a sight to stir the soul. A town that shares the mountain's name lies below, sleepy and quiet. While up above, hikers make their way along the Cumberland Trail.
The trail is not just a threshold through the wilderness, it's a showcase of how mountain people have lived and kept up the land. It's a great slice of Tennessee culture as well as nature.
It's also a work in progress, and the reason why for these hikers, the end is just the beginning. They are here today to help build another section of the Cumberland Trail, joined by college kids on spring break.
It's a great experience. I love doing it.
University of Pittsburgh student Ryan Sosh has trekked to Tennessee for spring break 3 times now.
My freshman year, I went home, sat on the couch, lazed around. It was just thoroughly unenjoyable. So I figured, maybe I can do something better with my time. And I saw on the website that they were leading a trip down here to Soddy Daisy, Tennessee. All right, I've never been to Tennessee, and I like the outdoors, and maybe it'll be some good, strong work that I can get in.
Strong work is a given, but these students have left the halls of higher learning to go back to school, trail school, learning about things like bench cuts, side slope, and duff, that dark layer of soil on top.
If it looks like something that you could grow something in your garden, we don't need it. It's organic, and we want it off the trail because it doesn't make a good trail base. So they're going to rake until they get down to this good mineral soil that packs and makes a great trail.
I learned a lot about duff and cribbage walls and retaining walls, and yeah, I guess I'm a regular old experienced trail hand now.
I did not know how much work and technicality went into building a trail. I kind of just thought you dug and that was it. I think I will definitely appreciate walking on a trail after learning how to build a correct one.
They're digging down, moving the dirt, making a bench. And they're moving rocks, getting stumps out of the trail, cutting roots, try to make a 3-foot wide, sustainable trail.
Sustaining this trail has not been easy. It all started back in the 1960s with an Oak Ridge electrician named Evan Means.
While he was running through the mountains around Oak Ridge, he fell in love with hiking, and he came up with an idea to have a trail on the crest of the Cumberland Mountains.
The idea really caught fire when state naturalist Mack Prichard introduced Evan to Bob Brown, an investment banker from Nashville.
And Bob Brown would take his mother and they would hike the Appalachian Trail. And I went on one trip with him and that was all. I couldn't keep up with his mother, much less Bob. But anyway, Bob says, Mac, it's a long ways from Nashville to the trail. We need a trail closer to here.
And so it began, a trail that would parallel the AT, running from the Cumberland Gap down to Chattanooga. While Evan started building trail around Oak Ridge with the help of some Boy Scouts, Sam Powell, a Chattanooga scoutmaster, began cutting trail through Prentice Cooper Forest.
The next thing that those 3 men did was hold 3 meetings in Tennessee state parks.
Those meetings were the genesis of the Tennessee Trails Association, which spearheaded passage of the Trail System Act in 1971. Legislation that provided state support for a group of trails.
The Cumberland Trail is the result of that act in many respects, and we're still working on it. Of course, it's a work in progress right now.
The trail idea is an idea whose time has come, and I believe the Cumberland Trail will be completed, and I think it'll be one of the most exciting parks in the United States.
We are going to reach that goal, and we need a lot of folks to help us in these next 5 years.
That means volunteers are still critical to the trail's completion. From organizations like the Cumberland Trail Conference, AmeriCorps, and Scout groups, to individuals like these college students, anyone can help make the dream a reality.
I love the fact that here in the volunteer state, we're building this trail with volunteers. And I can walk out 4 miles of trail and I can go by and say, well, Pittsburgh built that last year.
Their volunteer labor, it's made me realize that Tennessee is still the volunteer state, and people step up to help do things otherwise they just could not be done.
If you're worried about being able to use some of these tools, don't let that keep you from coming out. When it comes to trail building, there's something for everyone to do.
If you're not up to the physical mattock, you can come behind us and sit down with little clippers and cut all the roots. Make it pretty.
We have volunteers that show up for the first time that never heard of it, and that is a thrill for those of us that work here and live this project, to see their enthusiasm, their wonder, their curiosity about this great land.
That volunteer spirit is a powerful force, forging a trail that will have a lasting impact on this generation and those to follow.
And the Cumberland Trail, foot for foot, is just as beautiful as any place in the eastern United States. Spectacular. If you haven't walked any of it, it'll just take you a few steps before you say, boy, I'm glad I came out here today.
My kids or my grandkids in the future could see the part of the trail that I built. That's pretty cool.
You got your little 10-foot stretch of earth and you work on making it from this into that, and that's really what you concentrate on. But I think a lot of kids, it hits them on the walk out. I've left my mark on what's going to be like the second largest hiking trail in North America, next to Appalachian. It's incredible.
It's a great badge of pride, an emblem to wear on your chest or put in your wallet. It's a memory that will influence so many of these folks that come here to work for just a week or a day, but it's a day they'll never forget.
I'm Ken Tucker on the Wild Side.